Does anybody else have like a weird crown part that doesn't? It's just a weird crown. I don't know why that's coming in all of a sudden. Hello and welcome to my channel, Spiritual Teacher for You. My name is Cassie, and it's been a different morning. So the energy's like that of knowing you need to get stuff done and like forcing yourself to do it, even though you may feel a little out in the space right now, or you feel like there's other priorities, but it's like, no, there's some priorities you've been neglecting that just need to get done. And you know that. And my sage is burning like crazy. Like it probably looks smoky. But yeah, so this is that cleaning energy too. I felt the urge to clean before I came on here. Like I was going to come here and do the reading first, and I was like, I'll clean afterwards. And it was like, no, clean first, then do the reading, because they needed the space to be clean. I literally took out litter that I, okay, just kick litter everywhere, why don't you? I took the litter out that's been piling up for a while now. So even my cleaning is here, saging is here, purifying is here, doing a checking off a to-do list is here. So if you're resonating with any of those, this reading's probably for you. But I am going to die down some of this sage smoke because it is quite intense, and I don't see it going away anytime soon because it's a rather large bundle. So, well, they wanted me to wave it across the screen. Oh, see, it's like, oh my goodness. I almost burned my dining room table up with burning sage, so I have a little bit of PTSD about the amount of smoke and much that I burn, but I'm fighting against that, and I'm gonna let it burn unless it just really starts to choke me. And if you wanted to skip through all that, I understand. Okay, but we go with the flow here, and yeah, I think it's time for some cat tarot. And we are going to feel into the... I'm getting like nervous, like I'm anticipating something. So I feel nervousness here. Like anxiousness, like you don't know what to do with yourself because you're waiting on something that you know is coming, but it's like you can't settle until it comes, right? So there's the... almost like when you know someone's coming to your house and you're like cleaning up, making sure everything looks good before they get there, kind of thing. And it's like anxious, like, would you sit down already? Kind of like, no, I can't, you know? So it feels like you are waiting on something to arrive. Okay, put it behind you. Put it behind you. Put it behind you. Problem solved. I love this. Instead of putting it out, which I every time I thought about putting the smoke out, it was like, no, don't let us burn. Let it burn, you know? But it was so in my way, and I couldn't concentrate on you guys because the smoke was just filling up the room so quickly. So it was like, get it out of your way. Put it in the past. Put it behind you. Interesting. So there's something here. It feels like from your past, or gosh, what is this? Okay, so for some of you, there's something from your past that you need to put behind you so that you can see clearer and think clearer. Yes, that's definitely a message for someone here. But there's also something here about smoke and fire. Burning something. Maybe a wood pile you have. Maybe you have a burn pile that you've been just stacking. And now you need to... it's time to burn it. It's time to burn it. Ooh, I'm getting all of a sudden the full moon. Burning it under the full moon. Some of you, I heard, okay, we're getting into witchy territory here, but you guys, every time you, like, it's so funny to me when people get called witches or, and then people not discriminate or like judge witches or people that call themselves witches, or they don't want anything to do with witchery. And it's just, when we put our own beliefs onto something that we have no idea about, that's when we start building up this story in our head and we don't even know what it's all about. If I observed your life and the things that you do, there are many, 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 many things I could go, oh, that's witchy. Ooh, that's a witchy thing. That's a witchy. But y'all can't see that it's witchy. Okay, so I'm getting to explain what I mean by witchy. Like using energy. Using the unknown, using belief, using faith, using nature to help us make our lives better or help us live life in a way that we resonate with, right? Every time you pray, that's being witchy. Every time you put some oil in like your bath water, that's being witchy, It's like we take things that we do on a normal basis, and if somebody is known to be, in their witch era or whatever, and they do it, then they're casting spells or they're a witch. I don't know what this energy is, you guys, because it feels like I'm not really talking because I can feel myself in the back going, is this really how you feel? Are you sure you want to say that? So I'm not sure that it's me coming through. So I feel that maybe someone here has been criticized for practicing witchcraft. And the people you're being criticized by feel like they are people that don't understand it or don't know about it, who actually do things that witches do to practice their craft, and they don't even realize it. It's just, to me, the label, okay, now I feel myself coming back. The label of witch is just another label. But what we're really working with here is energy. Everybody, everything. Like this is energy. This is energy. This is energy. This candle lit up is energy. This is energy. It's like everything around me is like, well, no, duh, they hold energy. Okay, here we go. This little card holder is energy. This didn't exist. This didn't exist at one point, and then someone created it. Did y'all hear that loud thump it made? It's heavy. It's heavy. It's actually really quite beautiful. It has snowflakes on it, so winter must be significant for the collective here. I'm also noticing the ends of the snowflakes there look like zeros. I don't know if y'all can see that. They look like zeros. So this feels like a new cycle of life that someone has crossed the threshold into their new life. Or they will be soon. Wintertime again seems significant, specifically December. It's still going just a little bit. But no, it died down quite significantly when I put it in the past, when I put it behind me. The sage smoke I'm talking about. Okay. This energy is kind of nuts, you guys. There's something else before they want me to get the cards out. They want me to go back to the witch thing. So someone who is tuning in to this reading is that just must be on their mind in some regard. I feel like they've been criticized or are scared of criticism. They haven't fully spoken their truth, is what I'm feeling about it's like they deny their power but I feel someone here looking at their power as if you have to be a witch if you have power. If you feel like you have power and you've used it, you're like, oh no, if people find out that I have power, they're gonna judge me. Excuse me. I don't mean to laugh. I just hate that you would squash your power down for fear of being criticized, for fear of what other people think. Now, I have gone my whole life fearing what other people think. And so in this new life that I'm living, where that has kind of dwindled more and more and more, it feels so silly to me that I could have lived most of my life that way. In fact, it was disheartening. So I'm looking at you guys here that I feel that don't want to admit your powers for fear of being called a witch, or fear of being called evil. Evil. There we go. Okay. Anything else in there? Feels like it's time for some messages from Spirit in regards to this collective that is really worried about what people think of them. That's what I'm picking up on. You're just really worried about a reaction to you being you. Okay. Knight of Swords and Six of Swords here. The dryer just went off. And it was a loud bzzz. So there's something here trying to get your attention. Or there's some kind of it feels like Spirit trying to get your attention. Knight of Swords and Six of Swords. It feels like you have realized, you've come into the truth here. Man, my throat is on fire. That's interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me fill into this. Because I know throat, swords is thoughts, it's communication, it feels really harsh if I'm being honest. It feels like harsh words have come at you, and that's why I feel this Knight of Swords, like in this very guarded, like you've put up so many walls, so many blocks, so many you're very defensive. I feel someone with a chip on their shoulder, because of this fear of being judged. You just had a chip on your shoulder. Everything people say, you take it the wrong way, or you think they're judging you. I'm definitely picking up on that energy. My cat, Smokey, is releasing right now in his litter box. So whenever that happens to a reading, of course, this is the message of letting go, of surrendering, of pushing out what no longer serves you, So that was a phone call from my sister anyways, and it was exactly 11:44 when she called. And that number is very significant to us for a reason. And when I said, "Did you know you were calling at 11:44?" She's like, "Not on purpose." and she goes, "And it's about the reason that number is important to us." It was about the reason for, and I was like, man, so many synchronicities in life. I just love it. So where were we? Back to reality, back to life. Okay. They're wanting me to put the tarot down and continue to talk about this Knight of Swords and Six of Swords. Something to do with your ancestors here. I just saw 1420 on the timer. That is 7 altogether. 7's a very spiritual number, so this feels like a connection to spirit. It feels like you've been thinking a certain way about things. Like, these are your thoughts I'm feeling. So it feels like you, with the Six of Swords, are coming into an understanding about how your current or past thoughts have gotten you where they are now. So I feel this dive into your thought patterns, your belief patterns, and you're noticing how your thoughts and beliefs are showing up as a mirror reflection to you, and being like, hey, this is showing up because this is what you believe. It's pretty intense, because when the universe shows you the things that you believe in your head, the part where we get confused and don't see clearly through is going, oh, I believe this way because this happened, because I watched that happen, because I experienced this, when really it's quite the opposite, that you start to believe something your beliefs about something cause what you see. It causes you to notice what you're seeing. And you can react in two ways. You can either go, hold up, wait a minute. Am I the one that is perceiving this way? Or you can go, oh, so that just confirmed what I was thinking. So there's like two reactions I see you doing. And so a lot of people get stuck in this negative thought pattern or victimhood because everything's against them. Their belief is that everything's against them. So that's what the universe sends you, is stuff to affirm your belief. But people who've gone through this sort of like ego death, or they're starting to wake up and they go, wait a second. So they're seeing it this way, and I'm seeing, why? I'm literally living the same way as someone else. Why are they experiencing this and I'm experiencing this? You know, there's just questions start to come up, and instead of like answering it with, well, life's just not fair, which is what everybody does. Actually, life is very fair. Life is so fair. Because life is bringing you exactly what you think. Exactly what you believe, what you're vibrating at. It's bringing you that. So life is very fair. But I'm feeling here's someone who's starting to switch to the other side and starting to realize how much life has brought to them. And going, oh my. But see, you've always lived in a lack mindset before. You've always lived in a way to where if something good came in, it immediately left your life, or you didn't hold on to it. You're like, this is something good. I know something bad's about to happen. There's just these toys. I'm getting toys of ideas that you've played around with. 1818 on the timer there. I definitely feel that whatever you have been thinking about in life is starting to show. Oh man, that energy switched real quick. Basically, you've been seeing things coming into your life that you're like, wait a second. I now have that thing that I wanted for. It's like it showed up so gradually in your life that it took you a long time to notice that you actually have that thing you were desiring so long ago. But it just took so long to get here because you had all these self-sabotaging thoughts in the way. Yes, now it's becoming clearer. I'm going to give an example from my own life. When I was going through a very stressful time, still teaching, knew my life, I was just like, what is life, you know? I'm miserable. I dread going to work every day. I cannot wait until the weekend. Like, I literally cannot wait until the weekend. I would call off on work when I could have gone in. Bad energy. My hair was so thin. It was getting so thin. It was falling out. I mean, like, literally it was thinning. I was very thin through here, through my crown area. And it was like, even my husband was noticing that my hair was a little bit thinner. So I started taking vitamins, of course, and stuff like that. but it didn't seem to make much of a difference. And then I consistently took vitamins as I consistently worked on myself, as I consistently started doing the healing, as I consistently started connecting with who I truly am. And then I looked in the mirror today. I mean, when I woke up this morning, my hair was a hot mess. All I did was brush it and use this very quick curling iron thing that I have. And I'm like, girl, you have the hair that you've always wanted. Like, look at your hair. It's so pretty. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way. I'm just like, it's long, it's layered, it's got these beautiful waves, curls in it. It frames your face nicely. I'm saying this to you because it took me so long to be able to even admit this. And even as I'm saying it to you guys, it's like, oh, somebody thinks highly of themselves, Well, I've been trying to. I'm not going to feel bad for finally appreciating myself, for finally appreciating my body and what life has given me, what God has given me, what love, self-love has given me. I finally can admit, like, oh my gosh, I am surrounded by beauty. I am surrounded by things that I've always wanted, and they're here in front of me. I'm not going to ruin it this time. Like, I appreciate it on a whole new level. So if I'm feeling that way, I know that the collective and the fact that it's coming up right now, I know that the collective I'm tapping into is starting to feel that way, if not already there. You're starting to realize that, oh my gosh, look around me. There's so many things that I see in front of me that I'm like, oh, I love it. It's like you've spent so long seeing life in this negative light, like it's not there yet. It's not where I want it to be yet. And then all of a sudden I see you just going, well, it arrived. Definitely a switch of thinking, I feel. 2210 on the timer. Definitely a new level of life. Definitely I also feel you slowing down. The Six of Swords, it's slower energy. You're moving slowly into this new timeline. It's like when you spend a lot of time, let's say you've been trying to lose weight, but you're not really thinking about it. You're just doing things better. You're being more active. You're eating better, and you're not necessarily putting like this hardcore extreme focus on it that a lot of people do. Like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds by February, It's more like, I'm going to do what feels good with my body. And then a month later, you get on the scale and you see you've lost 5 pounds and you weren't even like really, really focused on it. It's like, as you consistently show up, that's when you notice results after a time. But it takes almost like showing up authentically in several areas of your life instead of just in that one area. It's like if you put too much focus into one area of your life, then other areas start to dwindle and then it gets out of balance still. So you may have reached this goal, but then this over here has fallen so far behind that you're like, oh my God, now I have to worry about that. So then you stop working on the goal that you've been working on consistently. And that starts, so there's this up and down that I feel you've gone through in your life. And now what's happening is you're working a little here, and you're working a little here, and you're working a little here, and you're working a little here, 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 you're working a little here. Every day, every week, very consistently on a regular basis. And then all of a sudden you've worked on all these things all along. And then in 6 months, it's like you look around and you're like, whoa, 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 OMG. I'm not worried about the things I used to be worried about. I'm not constantly playing catch up. I'm not looking at my house like, oh my God, I have so much to do. I'm not, because you've done it all along. You've done a little here and there all along. And that energy is so hard to wiggle through because it takes consistency, it takes trust, it takes patience, it takes understanding that not everything can happen all at once. What is that song by that comedian musician guy? Everything is happening all at once. I don't know. It was something he did during COVID. He made this like crazy musical thing in his apartment while COVID was happening, when everybody was on lockdown, which a lot of people do because that's what artists do. They use their current circumstances and their current experiences to provide art. And that's Bo Benz, 12:12 on the clock. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. But anyways, y'all might know what I'm talking about. Comment if you do. Okay, so let's move on from that. Spirit obviously wants you to embrace this consistent, slow progress. They want you to embrace it. Look at it that, and yes, it's so hard to some days not feel like you can even lift your head and embrace that energy and actually rest instead of going, I can't, I've got to get this done. I got to get this done. And you end up not getting it done anyways. And then you feel even more overwhelmed the next day. 26. Lots of number synchronicities. So I feel like y'all are noticing numbers lining up with you. 333, 444, 111, 1717, 1414, 144, 77, 55, 555. I'm just getting all these combination of numbers you might be seeing. And yeah, it's pretty intense. It's just like the universe screaming at you. This is the way to go. This is the way. What you're starting to think about, this is the way. 8 of Swords. That's that self-sabotage energy. Like right now, instead of pausing the camera, I'm trying to talk through that loud cat over there in his litter box. So I'm going to pause and listen to my gut to pause. So he scratched to make like a pile of litter that he can... So he got ready to release. And... oh my God. I gotta see if I can take a picture of this and show you guys. Oh, of course he moved his head. Anyways, he was resting his head on the side of the box and like, are you done yet, sir? Thank you. Okay, so he's done. Good. So see there, I was like straining my voice. I was getting frustrated because I couldn't hear myself think. And all I had to do was pause the camera and wait for him to get done. And yet I wanted to keep going. See? There's the energy I'm talking about right there. It's like everything in you is screaming to just like, hold on that. Let's work on this first. And you want to skip over that thing and then do the thing that you want to work on. And Spirit's really encouraging you to listen to them. When the energy is not there to do something, don't do it. When you feel the energy going this way, like cleaning, purging, there's a reason for it, and you have to trust that. Okay, moving on. Okay, for example, they want me to give you another example. I have a car that I'm trying to... Anyways, I can tell that I won't be using it much longer because I had another car come into my life, which is a much better option for me and my family. So eventually I'm going to get rid of this other little car. Well, just one day, I had no plans to do it. It was a nice day, and I saw someone cleaning out their car. I was like, I'm going to clean out my car. It won't take long. I'm just going to get everything out of there. And so... so then my car broke down when I cleaned it. And I told this on another reading. It broke down and I had to take it to a shop. And all I could think was, oh my God, thank God I cleaned my car, because they had to get in it, you know? And I was like, I would be so embarrassed if it was in the state that it was, you know? And I know I shouldn't care, but it just felt like it was so divine timing there. And, you know, the mechanics they don't care what people's cars look like on the inside. But myself, I felt better knowing that my car had this nicer appearance when it's being worked on, you know? It just felt so like in alignment with everything. So the tower comes out here. And I have 3 more cards that came out as I paused the camera to let my cat finish his business. So these cards are flipped down. I can't see them. And yet we have this tower. So I have the Knight of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and then we have the Tower. So it feels like, and then these 3 cards that are unknown, right? Like, this is so synchronistic to life here, that when we finally decide to trust the energy, to trust the flow, you're going to have moments where these tower moments come in. And I feel that they're little moments along the way that send a signal to the universe, to spirit, and your response is the signal. How are you going to respond to this little moment? In the past, you would have done this, self-sabotage, right? But now you can feel your energy changing, moving, wanting something different. So these little these little tower moments are coming. Oh, that was a real choke out of nowhere. That make you stop in your tracks and go, how am I going to show up in this? I feel myself wanting to react the same old way, but I know that that's just going to get me the same thing I've been getting. How am I going to show up in this? What can I do differently here? I'm getting like, I'm getting some heartbreak here. 3151. Heartache, heartbreak, heart attack. Something to do with the hearts here. It's very heavy. Okay. Interesting. Someone's definitely going through an ego death. What's on the other side? Literally, death card. The death card came out. As I said, someone's going through an ego death here. You are literally dying. But it's not you. It's not your lifetime on this earth is not dying. You're not done yet, but your old life is dying. So that whole scene I just did, 3252 on the timer, that was death. Like, I panic and then took that last breath. So someone around you could be going through that. You could be noticing death around you, dead animals, roadkill. You could have experienced death recently, or someone around you feels like they may be choosing to leave Earth. But that doesn't have to be for everybody, okay? My hand feels heavy as I'm waving it there. 3330 on the timer just now, 3333. What is this? Somebody wants to wave to you. They're waving bye. Oh my God. 3344. Sorry, I'm just trying to get more. They're waving bye. Okay, let's see what else. 2 of Wands. Balance. Balance. Creation. Love. Imminent love, I heard. I hear desperation from someone here, but it feels like that's just it's an emotion that you are dealing with right now, but it feels like that is going away. Wheel of Fortune. So there's events coming in response to these little tower moments I was talking about. Because as you choose to show up in a different way, a more true way, with all these little... Okay, they're wanting me to give you an example. A tower moment might look like you've been doing this healing, you've been doing this growing, you go out in public and someone says something to you that really triggers you. And before, you might have shut down, or you might have gotten attitude, or you got angry or something like that. But I see you going, okay, the feeling that's rising up in me does not feel good, and it feels like something that I don't want to show up in any longer. So how can I react differently to this? And it's going to take you little moments of pause. Like, you don't have to react immediately to what they say or what they do. You can take a pause, and as you figure out how you truly feel about what's going on, then you can react. Because I hear someone here like, oh, I should have said this, or oh, I should have done that. And it's like, well, because you reacted too soon, or you reacted in a way that felt like from a defensive, offended stance instead of from love or your authentic self, it came out wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm getting such choking energy here. And my sage is not even in here anymore. I moved it to the front room. It's looking a little smoky in there. I'm going to go check it out. Glad I went and checked, you guys. Luckily, I had put the sage in the sink instead of on my dining room table this time. So everything was copacetic. But yeah, it was definitely woo. So warning, don't leave your sage unattended. Okay, moving on. Oh, that was a little tower moment because I could see it was getting a little smoky in there. I was getting choked in my throat. And instead of going, oh, well, that's part of the... my gut was like, you might want to check the sage. So I went and checked. Whereas last time I was just like, oh, okay, everything's good. It was not. So I have about a burn size hole in my... Not a hole, but like a burn spot on my dining room table. Luckily, it's a very solid table. Moving on. All right, guys, I feel like at this time, Spirit's just wanting you to recognize when you're sabotaging yourself. They're wanting you to pay attention to old beliefs about life. They're wanting you to pay attention to where your thoughts might be hindering you from moving forward. And they're wanting you to respond differently than what you normally do to these little tower moments. You know, respond. And this, when you do that and you do that consistently, that's the word of the day as well. Interesting, you guys. So lately I've been getting tingles in my left hand, which is the feminine receiving hand. Lots of tingles. And I know that's because I'm receiving information. I'm in the receiving mode, right? And just now I got tingles in my right hand as well. So as I've been consistently like sharing information with you guys in an authentic way, the tingles, you know, it's like now the tingles in my right hand are there. So it feels much more balanced. So the right hand is giving. Interesting. Okay. So there's that balance. 2 of Wands. Giving. So I'm giving the information that I'm receiving. Yeah, it's like this. I receive and then I give. I receive and then I give. I receive and then I give. It's a very balanced 2 of Wands. And that's what they're encouraging you to do. Okay. Someone here likes to surf or they love the ocean. I'm getting the color blue. The ocean could be healing for you right now. The Hanged Man, that's that surrendering, that new perspective, that looking at things in a different way. And the Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Fortune is basically saying that that's what spirit and the universe and in your vibration is going to be doing, is bringing you these circumstances to give you a new perspective on life. Because sometimes it takes like something completely uprooting everything for you to be like, wait a second. I've been responding to situations like this my whole life in this way, and it hasn't gotten me to where I want to go so far. So maybe I need to try things a little bit differently here. The Hermit. So this could, and look, the Hermit, and it was covering up strength. Wow. So there is a time of you needing to go inward, needing you to really face the monsters inside of you. I didn't want to say monsters, but that's what came out, because that's how you see it, is like a monster inside of you. Well, Monster Inc., Sully, and they were monsters, but they were just doing their job, right? Interesting that came through. And yet they were so gentle and kind with this little girl who just melted them, and they would do anything to protect her. So again, there's this like meeting your monster with a childlike innocence. It's like there's something here about not knowing that it's a monster. Okay. So there's someone, oh, interesting. I'm getting information. My left hand's tingling. There's something here about someone's inner child meeting your monster that you consider your monster, your shadow, your inner demons, and just kind of like cupping the face of them and saying, mwah, you're still worthy of love too. You don't have it all figured out either. And just like looking at it like with like big old doughy eyes, like you're good. I love you anyways, And I don't know, there's just something so healing there. There's something so healing about this. Now, that may not be for everybody. What I also was picking up on was that your inner child is meeting your inner demons. Your inner child, the innocence, the innocence that I feel you feel was stolen, is now meeting those inner demons. And there's this interaction happening. And it's going to take a lot of strength. Which I'm saying, that's what I'm feeling, is that when those two energies meet inside of you, yeah, it's going to feel invigorating. You can tell that something is happening that needs to happen. And it builds the strength inside of you. It's like two opposing forces come together to almost like unite. For what? What's the purpose? What's the purpose in uniting? Queen of Wands. Yes. Because it creates magic. This is magic, I feel. It's like when you integrate your shadow and your light, this is just magic happening. Oh my God, I've got tingles everywhere. This is total balance in your masculine and feminine. Total balance, Two of Wands, in your light and your dark. Total balance in cool and warm, in harsh and soft, in tough, in, I don't want to say weak, but relaxing, okay? Ace of Swords. This is when you are shown the truth. When you integrate your light and shadow, that is when you are shown the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay. 3 more cards came out. I didn't know this was going to be such a long reading. I really didn't. 9 of Pentacles. Oh, I just got so nervous all of a sudden thinking about time. You guys, there's a trust in timing here that a lot of you struggle with. You think time, that things have to be done in a certain time, and you put your expectations of time on other people. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Ooh, I have a trigger there. I feel it. Okay. I can tell I have a trigger when people try to put time pressures on me when I don't feel that same pressure. I feel that. Yeah, I can tell. That makes me very triggered, upset. so, so there's almost like this mirror happening. So what is it about putting pressure on time? It's because when we put pressure on time, we try to squeeze something in that's not ready to be in there yet. I'm getting like when a germ gets in your body and all the white blood cells go to work, that germ thinks it made it. It's like, oh, I made it in. Yeah, let's party. And then here comes the white blood cells going, get out of here, you know? Yeah, you're not ready. Now when that germ goes back and goes, hey, we need a bunch of you. We need a bunch of you now. So there's like this gathering of forces, I feel. Interesting. But as long as you keep